नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन् इति नामिने।
नमो ॐ विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिने इति नामिने।
नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे।
नमस्ते सरस्वती देवीं गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे।
नमस्ते नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद।
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद हे अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसदि गौर भक्त वृंद।
हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे।
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे।
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे।
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे।
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे।
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे।
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे।
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे।
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे।
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे।
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे।
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
जय राधा नटवर राधा नटवर राधे
जय राधा नटवर राधा नटवर राधे।
जय राधा नटवर राधा नटवर राधे
जय राधा नटवर राधा नटवर राधे।
जय गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा
जय गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा।
जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा
जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा।
हरे
Thank you,
कृष्ण
Maharaj. So Maharaj is here, so and I think you can share the screen, Maharaj, and YouTube is going on. Hare Krishna Maharaj, you are muted.
Yeah. Let's have a couple seconds to adjust things here. Okay. Um, is this being recorded?
Yes, Maharaj, is being recorded.
Can we share our screen?
Yes, Maharaj, you can share your screen.
No, I can't.
Manjari, what Maharaj says, you cannot share screen.
Let me try. Hold on.
Okay.
Sharing is not turned on. What kind of Vaishnava association is this? Sharing is not turned on.
Try now.
Okay, Maharaj.
Okay, just need a little impetus there to do it, huh? Okay. Dadati pratigrinati. Dadati pratigrinati. Guyamakyati pritchati.
Guyam Makyat Prakshati
Bhunkte bojayate chaiva.
Mukte Bhojate Cheva
Tadvidim pratilakshanam.
Tadvidhi Pratilakshanam.
Giving and receiving gifts, giving and receiving prasadam, talking confidentially and asking confidential questions. These are 6 kinds of sharing amongst devotees that cultivate pure devotional service. So now let's have some confidential discussions here. I think I'm going to put this up here somewhere. There we go. Yeah. Okay. So do you see our screen?
Yes, Maharaj.
Yeah. What is this? What's happening here? What is this pastime?
Hanumanji is praying to Lord Rama, and I think Lord Rama is blessing him.
Yeah, I think this is before. Is this when he was receiving the ring, or after he's come back from finding Sita?
I think he's come back from the seat.
Yeah. And he's in the upper right. It shows we found Sita, delivered the ring, and there is what's his name? Vibhishan's daughter, whatever her name is. She's in charge of guarding Sita, and then testing out Ravana's defenses and giving a little bit of a taste of what's going to happen unless he comes to his senses. Big fire there. And then it says the gopis were always meditating on Krishna's lotus-like hands, which would give benedictions like that. Yeah. Okay. Hanuman reports to Ram. So the final thing we're doing with ISKCON education, pretty much ISKCON institutionally, is with the Board of Examiners. And I think I got a PowerPoint show here. Go up 2 phases. Okay. I'm trying to put this together here. Okay. So can you see our PowerPoint show?
Yes, Maharaj, we could.
Canto 11, ISKCON, Ministry of Education, Board of Examinations. So all acronyms. Summative exam. So ISKCON, our institution, when Srila Prabhupada was in San Francisco, 1974, 75, yeah. Yeah, probably 75. Yeah, yeah. I've been initiated then. I was cooking the Shingo Arctic offering and treasure. And Srila Prabhupada came there to Berkeley. The temple had been moved from 455 Valencia Street in San Francisco, which was a mortuary before. And right in the middle of the Tenderloin, I mean, it was bad. All this stuff, dead rats in the street, and unbelievable. Not a lot of dead rats, every now and again. So we moved over to San Francisco. We got this big property to Berkeley, California, 2334 Valencia Street. That was an old Mormon temple. So a lot better than an old mortuary. And Srila Prabhupada came there and he sat on this new Vyasa-san Bhaktadas, our president I got from Mexico. And I was there. I guess I was there. Yeah. 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 So, and then I guess no, actually he wasn't. No, the Vyasa hadn't come. And he was on the other end of the temple at that time. And so again, I always comment that I heard from Prabhupada's lips. And Prabhupada said, one should act as he hears from the lips of his spiritual master. And when the reporter asked Prabhupada, Swamiji, what will happen to your movement when you die? And Prabhupada responded very strongly, I will never die. I will live forever in my books. So we can have Prabhupada's direct association like that. If we're willing to approach the books with a proper attitude, a service attitude, then we can experience Prabhupada. Then we can know what is ISKCON. And also, another reporter said, Swamiji, are there problems in your temples? And again, I heard from Prabhupada's lips, this is the material world. There are problems everywhere. Yeah. So we know even when Krishna was present in Vrindavan, there were demons coming into Vrindavan. And they're just the sounds of their neighing and their whinnying and their growling was so terrifying that the female species, including human beings, were having miscarriages. So terrifying. So what to speak of ISKCON was some ISKCON GBC or ISKCON temple president, you know, if Krishna, if demons are personally coming in Vrindavan when Krishna is personally present, material world. But if you're on the spiritual platform, you can see how all these things have purpose and meaning. They're very nice, these demons coming in certain ways. So the Board of Ministry of Education, it's the only ministry, international ministry that Prabhupada set up himself while he was here. Others were added. So very essential. We should always be trying to cultivate it and help it develop, chase the demons out, or pray to Krishna and Balaram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, to chase out the demons and kill the demons. Or if they want to empower us. So part of the Ministry of Education is the Board of Examinations, which is responsible for setting up examinations for different certificates and programs like that. And our current analysis and our Sankirtan, we're trying to make this movie, our fifth movie, our last movie in the Hanuman Preshak series. Hanuman reports to Ram. And part of that report is, what is the situation of the institution? And specifically, what is the situation of the Ministry of Education? And, investigating and talking to people we've known for many years and being involved still, I would say it's disorganized. It's not very disorganized. It's disorganized. And so a lot of work needs to be done. There's no real criticism unless it's positive criticism with a goal to improve things and help people and help everybody be on board the ship, and with personal commitment to how we're going to help out with these ideas. We should just avoid it. Criticism should always be for the benefit of improving Krishna service. Okay, so we're trying to help in our own way. And we've continuously stayed involved. We resigned from the ISKCON Latin American Regional GBC, at a certain point, because we figure we're getting too old for these things. We should let younger people take over. What's his name? Jayawittamars did the same thing. You know? And also then we retired from the executive committee of the Ministry of Education. But we're staying on with Atul Krishna with the Board of Examinations, and as our capacity is there to organize stuff. So the project we're working on right now is called Summative Examinations. Summative Examinations. So you may be wondering who these two personalities here. So this comes into this Buddhist comment. The Buddhists say, we all come into this world and go out of this world as toothless suckers. We all come into this world and leave this world as toothless suckers. And in between, we make everything complicated. Complicated. Yeah, yeah. So the summative examinations, which we had also generated the idea, maybe our idea, what caught on, you know, happens sometimes we notice, is that, you know, different people, different Prabhupads, God brothers and God cousins, and different people, Gaudiya Mas, are giving this title of Bhakti Vedanta to anybody who takes sannyas. Yeah? And so Prabhupada actually directly expressed in a letter he wanted to set up Bhakti Shastri, Bhakti Vaibhava, Bhakti Vedanta, Bhakti Sarvabhauma. So all of his disciples could have these diplomas. And he said, I want it to be a hereditary title, not just myself. And he gave some standard, you know, for the examination, the development, and different things like that. And of course, we, you know, don't really take advantage of what he was saying many times. You know? But then we come back, we become purified, and we start to take more and more advantage of Prabhupada's instructions and ideas. Of course, we have to develop these in terms of our own particular situation. You know, how many of us can know, you know, what is it, you know, 100 volumes of literature that Prabhupada left behind. But yeah, we can know a little bit about all of it. And we can know a lot about something and develop our own logic, our own area. You know, yeah. So the summative examinations are for devotees who've already been in ISKCON preaching, studying for many, many years, like Jayapataka Maharaj, Ramapad Swami, so many people. Even our group here, how many people have done that? If you've already read the Srimad Bhagavatam, okay, then you should be taking your Bhakti Shastri, Bhakti Vaibhava, Bhakti Vedanta, you know, diploma. And then put it behind your name, like Prabhupada, and you show people, you know. Then yeah, we're a very educated group. Different groups. Some are rich, some are powerful politically, you know. Some are artistic, you know. But so many organizations. Well, where is your academic, your educational, your cultural aspect? One of Ravana's 10 heads was dedicated to romance. One was dedicated to war. One was dedicated to drinking, as we understand, and one was dedicated to education. So education is a natural thing for many people, for everybody, every human being. But some people, of course, they just go in and do it as a more professional sense. Somebody else may become a cook. Somebody else may focus on administrative activities like Arjuna. Yeah, yeah. But some people, yeah, Vyasadeva, they should do their work. Yeah. So the summative examinations are for these diplomas, Bhakti Shastri, Bhakti Vedanta, Bhakti Vaibhava, Bhakti Sarvabhauma, for devotees who basically already know all the material. We just need to have an examination where they can, you know, open book, what do you call it? All the test questions will be there for all 12 cantos. Now we're working on the Bhakti Vedanta diploma. We finished Bhakti Shastri and Bhakti Vaibhava. Myself, Atul Krishna, Yadunandan Swami, some others, Lakshman Agarajah from South America. So now we're working on the Bhakti Vedanta questions, and they appear to be coming off pretty well. Myself, I wish they could be a lot better, but you know, we have a committee trying to work on it. Does anybody know what a camel is? Don't be shy. What is a camel? A camel is a horse designed by a committee. There we go. A camel is a horse designed by a committee. So yeah, it's going on in that fashion to some degree, and I'm trying to help people as I can. to improve their committee work and that kind of stuff. And I'm learning a lot. And so I wish the examinations were a lot better. But what do we need them? This is for people like, for example, Jai Patakamars already took his Bhakti by Baba examination, leading people. Okay, it's for people who are going to, probably these examinations will be in effect maybe for 5 years maximum. And all these people who already have these qualifications, they can look at the list of questions, and then they can help as a study guide, maybe take a couple of study partners and work on the material. And then the examinations will be essay questions. I think closed book essay questions, and not too, maybe 45 minutes or maybe like 90 minutes, an hour and a half, broken into different sections, different groups of cantos. And then essay questions, maybe a page and a half on different topics like that. And of course, there would maybe be 25 questions per canto. And out of those, the examination would maybe be like 8 or 9 or something. So it seems like we're working out a pretty reasonable format. And then we'll offer it for maybe 5 years, and then people can get their diplomas and they can inspire others. And then after that, everybody, when you're by 25 years old, you should already either be taking sannyas or getting married. This is Srimad Bhagavatam 1:17-38. All the boys should be married by 25, all the girls by 16. Of course, this is an ideal situation. But in general, by the time you're 25 years old, you should have taken sannyas or gotten married, so you should have finished your Bhakti by Baba diploma. Prabhupada says, for first initiation, Bhakti Shastri, for sannyas initiation, for second initiation, Brahma initiation, as we call it, Bhakti Shastri, and for Goswami and Grihastas should also be Goswamis. Then you should have your Bhakti by Baba, first 6 cantos done formally. So then after that, what are you going to do? So then there are more diplomas if you're a pundit. Maybe all the all the temple presidents, you should have to pass the Bhakti by Baba examination or something, but not Bhakti Vedanta. That's for the Brahmins. Sannyasis or something else. Who knows? Diksha gurus. But in general, it's a formal study going formally through the Bhagavatam, but it's not a meaningless formality. If we're actually studying the Bhagavatam progressively like that, then we should find that actually our character is changing. And by the time we come to the 12th canto, we're actually beginning to develop these things, Bhava Prema. Okay, maybe we'll have to go through the Bhagavatam several times. We'll have to take advantage of Chaitanya Charitamrita as a study guide for Srimad Bhagavatam. But maybe after a few times, we should be seeing in general that we're making this progress. Adho Shwada, Sadhu Sangha, Vajana Kriya, Anartha Nivritti, Nishta, Ruchi, Asatis, Bhava, Prema. And so we should know what those things mean, the Sanskrit. They should be stimulating our brains when we hear them. We should have a realization of what each of these stages is. Fundamental concept. We have to know these things, even if we just know them intuitively or hearing classes by the Brahmins and develop our own logic in a simple fashion. The gopis were village girls. They didn't know how to read and write. I was saying that. The Prabhupada said they knew everything because they would go to classes and maybe PowerPoint shows or puppet shows, organized by the Brahmins. So they would never understand everything in their own particular mode of existence, like the cobbler and the Brahmin. So right now we're working on this, these summative examinations to be taken in the Vaishnava devotees. And after that, the rest of everybody should start, just falling in and studying in the proper sequence. Again, when you're a younger person, you take Brahman initiation at a younger age, and you learn that study material. Prabhupada said when you come to like Bhakti by Baba, for example, I'm taking sannyas by 25 years old, then he said it will be the first 6 cantos and all the previous books. So we study Bhagavad Gita, okay, but it's a basic knowledge, nice knowledge. You know? And then when we go for Bhakti by Baba, we study it again. And now maybe we use Borjan's guide, and Surrender Unto Me, which gives very, very nice, more depth perception. You know? And then if you're preparing for Bhakti by Baba, using Borjan's study guide, Surrender Unto Me, then of course, when you're teaching it to Bhakti Shastri students, now you're teaching it with that more depth perspective. So there's no limit all the way to, what do you call it? Bhakti Sarvabhauma and Chaitanya Charitamrita. We should still be, studying Bhagavad Gita in more and more depth. And so it's kind of a general perspective on what we're doing. You know, any questions or comments at this point? Yeah. Okay. What's the word? Tacit. In law, it says tacit. And Abhishek knows it. Abhishek, what does this mean? Tacit consentit.
Maharaj, I'm not sure.
Oh my God. Tacit consentit. He who says nothing gives his permission.
Ah, okay.
Well, another one is, what's the other one? Is another buyer beware? What's that?
Same concept with
Deliberate.
with regard to purchasing any item, I guess.
Yeah, that's different though. Is that tacit consentit? Consentit, that means you don't object, speak now or forever hold your peace. But buyer beware, that one means that, you're responsible, for whatever things are there. You're buying it as it is. And there's a Latin term for it too. Buyer beware. Yeah. Anyway, so this is basically what we're working on ourselves in our Sankirtan, what ISKCON's working on. Yeah. Our next slide here is then Canto Canto 10 and 11. Okay. We just finished Canto 10. This is from a study guide we have for all 10 cantos. And we can see the Canto 10 and 11, analysis by chapter grouping. So this is a German mentality. We want to analyze everything. We want to make points, and we want to connect those points with lines. And we want to turn those lines into planes, and we want to turn those planes into, what do you call it, rectangles, cubes. Yeah. And if you're what do you call it? If you're Japanese, okay, then you use polar geometry, and you want points with rays coming out, and you want those rays to hit each other so you can go from point to point. Yeah. I don't know anybody who uses triangular geometry. Yeah, but there's also parabolic hyperbolic geometry. So many things, parabolic. Yeah. But we're just addicted. It goes way down in our heart to Euclid's principles and seeing things in terms of analysis and so on. So yeah, if we could put, and Prabhupada says we can note with prophet, this has happened, that's happened. So it's there in Prabhupada's books. Rupa Goswami's Nectar of Devotion is extremely analytical in terms of Euclidean things of points, subdivisions, all these things. Very incredible. It's very useful for our kind of mentality to see that, because we can organize this. This is Uttama Adhikari. They have a logic. They know the Shastras, and they have a logical understanding of these things. And everybody's different in terms of how they organize the ideas. Okay, so analytically, we can divide the chapters into different groups. In Canto 10, you can look on the right there, you see 1 through 3 are the birth of Krishna. Born in, where was it? In Kangsa's prison house. Why was he there? What was the cause of his birth? A very, very nice section. In 4 through 40 is his pastimes in Vrindavan. 41 through 49 is pastimes in Mathura. Okay, he went back there, he killed his uncle. And then 50 through 90 are pastimes in Dwarka. Of course, people in the audience may be thinking of different divisions within this, but that's what we have basically there. How do I make this toolbar go away? It's blocking my path here. Maybe I can move it. Oh yeah, move it down. Okay. Okay, so Canto 11, which is where we are now, and hopefully we'll be able to give some more classes on this. We're having to do. We're not doing any classes in Hawaii. We're doing a full morning program. Everybody's invited. And there we're reading from, after Mongol Arctic, reading from one verse a day of Light of the Bhagavad, bilingual. You can learn Spanish just by seeing the Spanish and English translations of Prabhupada's books. You'll pick it up. So we were not doing our classes with Hawaii. We're not doing our trying to hear with our Radha Natpar program, then to also combine this. So basically, we're only focusing on one thing. It's about all we can handle, which is these VOX things. And every Thursday we have our meetings on developing this. And so please help us take part in this, the summative examinations, and then take them. Bah, you see, Vishnu should be, you see, BC Bhaktivedanta, Vishnu Charan, BC Bhaktivedanta Das, okay. TV Bhaktivedanta Das. Yeah. Okay. Then Musha be envious. Musha have to come and get involved also. So he can become Musha. Yeah. Bhaktivedanta Musha. Yeah. Okay, Canto 11 then. Canto 10 is basically the Krishna's smiling face. First two cantos are Krishna's feet. It's like a parade. First the banner comes, and then maybe some people dancing. Then the band and the orchestra right behind them, and of course they're dancing to the band and the orchestra. And then some maybe minor different aspects on different cars and floats. And then the main central thing, the king or whoever it is. And after that, of course, there's maybe a couple things. So cantos 1 through 9 are leading up to 10, which is Krishna's smiling face. Then okay, what's left? And after you've seen his smile, Canto 10 is his forehead, and Canto 11 is the crown on his head. And maybe there's some correspondence here. So in Canto 11, we see, I haven't got it here, but chapter 1 is the curse of the Yadu dynasty. I don't see right away any real reason why this follows from the Canto 10. In Canto 10, it finishes off with the glories of Krishna's incarnation, the glories of glory. And then Canto 11, okay, I guess it's going on, the pastimes are going on like that. Okay. Canto 11, the first chapter is the, the curse of the Yadu dynasty. Okay, so it's going on with the pastimes, and finishing off the pastimes in Dwarka. Okay, and then 2 through 5, somehow or other, it's a discussion. This is what I want to get into my intelligence. I want to be able to know this and refresh it and remember it and take it to my next lifetime. 2 through 5 is final instructions to Yudhisthira by Narada. And Narada is instructing by quoting somebody else's dialogue. And that was between, who's it between? It was between, which king?
Nimi.
Yeah, Maharaj, Nimi,
and now Yogendra Maharaj.
Okay, and who's their father?
Now Yogendra's father?
Yes.
Lord Brahma.
No, Maharaj.
No. Rishabdev.
Maharaj Rishabdev, yeah. 9 sons didn't get married. Bharata was their leader, and the other 90. I think we've got different aspects like that. But the Yogendra state, nice sticky brahmacharis. So yeah, I think it's organized that each one of them answers a question or something like that. So maybe we can go through and get a little bit of an understanding of the content. And then 7 through 29, which is the longest section in the entire Bhagavatam, is the Uddhava Gita, final instructions to Uddhava. Yeah, we've gone through everything, and now we're closing it down. We've seen Krishna's smiling face. Let's go back and keep that in perspective. So everything is there. I think Sankhya is there. Varnashram Dharma, in different aspects and details, the process of devotional service. Okay. And finally, 30 and 31 is the departure of the Yadus and Krishna. And of course, this relates to chapter 1, which is the same thing of how they got cursed by the sages, and the club was there, and those things like that. So what's going to be in Canto 12? I don't know. Krishna's departing. And just for a little bit of a summary here, maybe we'll finish here. Here is, what do you call it? The chapters. And then for this, of course, I just went to database.io and I cut and pasted. I had to put it into WordPad to get rid of all the hyperlinks. But you can see, I would have gone through and eliminated all the words chapter, it's not necessary. But Curse upon the Yadu dynasty, chapter 1. Maharaj Nimi meets the 9 Yogendras. Okay. How do we meet them? It's very important how we meet people in the relationship we establish. Even on our Sankirtan, how are we meeting people? Number 3, liberation from the illusory energy. So we're starting to teach now. Drumala explains the incarnations of God, Godhead to King Nimi. Narada concludes his teachings to Vasudeva. It looks like that's the entire thing, just 2, 3, 4, 5. It's still a nice thing. And the thing is, you'll see many verses. If you look back at the Upadeshamrita, which is like a summary of everything, you see that there's several citations, very, very essential citations, which are repeated again and again, come from this canto and from the instructions of the 9 Yogendras. And chapter 6, the Yadu dynasty retires to Prabhasha. Of course, it's where they killed each other. And then Krishna left, and maybe it's going to describe then how he met Uddhava after he left, after the Yadu dynasty had been dispatched. Why did he dispatch the Yadu dynasty? So many nice questions. You have to come up with 25 questions here. Then, in this instruction, there's a story of Pingala, detached from all that is material, nature of fruitive activities, sound very similar. Symptoms of conditioned and liberated living entities, beyond renunciation. So we've been discussing renunciation, but now we're beyond renunciation and knowledge. What are the Sanskrit terms here for renunciation and knowledge? Vairagya and jnana. And these are two things. We might say wisdom and morality. Wisdom and morality. Vairagya and jnana. And of course, this is the basis of so many philosophers, Socrates, Shakespeare, Confucius. These two things, wisdom and morality. Okay, then Hansa Avatar answers the questions of the sons of Brahma. Lord Krishna explains the yoga system to Uddhava. Lord Krishna's description of mystic yoga perfections. And then Lord's opulences, the Varna Ashram system, Varna Ashram system, I think still, which is sannyas. And of course, that leads to devotional service, which surpasses all jnana and vairagya. Okay. So comes on down and finally finishes off, I think, in back to chapter 30. So a lot to look at here and put into our intelligence. And different people can organize it different ways. The scholar and the Brahmin, the Muchi, the cobbler and the Brahmin. He had very simple structure for his logic, but it was complete. It was all he needed to engage his mind and senses in karma and devotional service. And after that, it becomes self-effulgent knowledge from the soul. So, any final comments or questions here? Complaints? Help, by the way.
So are we going to go this chapter by chapter, Maharaj, or what are we going to do?
That's a good question, isn't it? Being dissolved now, my body disappearing. Yeah.
Today is also Rupa Goswami's disappearance day. You want to say
and also, is it Gauridas Pandit or something?
It didn't show up in the calendar, Maharaj.
There's two. Let me look at my Vaishnava calendar app on my Android phone. I go up here and I go there, and today is the 16th.
Yeah, it's a Gauridas Pandit disappearance.
Yeah, Gauridas Pandit. Yeah. I can, of course, Rupa Goswami, we know so much about him. You know? But Goridas, there's one devotee named, Papa gave him the name Goridas, Goridas Pandit Das. And he's a very, very, very nice person. I can't remember actually, let's just say right here if I push this, yeah. Krishnadas Kaviraj gives a description of the branches of the main trunk, Nityananda, of the tree, nurtured by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And there he praised Goridas Pandit in this way. It's the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Goridas Pandit's loving devotion was very intense and powerful. He especially empowered himself to deliver as well as to receive love of Krishna. So we can make ourselves competent to do that. He completely surrendered himself along with his caste distinction and his religious dictates at the lotus feet of Lord Nityananda Prabhu. Sri Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda Prabhu were the lords of his life. Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi 11, 26 and 27. There's many more details are apparently available. Oh, it's a long description. My goodness, it has no end. So, anybody else have any comments, questions, and maybe we can discuss a little bit. Next weekend, next Friday is a part of our Janmashtami festival. And I was talking to Srihari and asking about them and the whole cooking schedule. And they said they're kind of waiting to see what is left, what nobody takes up, and then they'll come in.
Maharaj, everything is there.
Okay, well, but it's
Think of what?
you mean you're only going to offer 5 preparations to Krishna on Janmashtami?
Maharaj, more than 5 people have responded.
Yeah, but we were supposed to have 108 preparations.
That I don't know.
Yeah, we can have 2 or 3
People have responded, but we are not.
Yeah, I see. But if they would
not heard anything from
okay,
Prabhu or Subhadra.
We can. It says right in the thing. If anybody wants to offer other preparations, they can do it. I saw that. I just read it.
Yeah.
So 2 subjis, 3 subjis, 2 kinds of pakoras. Yeah.
But that also has to be done on real Janmashtami day too, Maharaj.
Okay.
Monday.
Smaller. So Friday, Subal Sanka is coming from Richmond. He's going to enlighten us how to develop our center here, following the footsteps of the Richmond people. And he'll be all day Saturday, Sunday. Then Monday, of course, we're going to go for a little bit to Richmond. We'll take a short trip to Richmond. You know, and what else is happening?
Not Saturday. Next Monday, Monday.
Yeah, Monday after next. Yeah.
Janmashtami
weekend. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then on the Saturday of Janmashtami weekend, there's going to be an opening of a new cultural center. One devotee, very, very nice devotee, traveling from India for so many years. He bought like a $600,000 cultural center or something, which have a good history. And it's only one exit from the Nashville airport. So I think it was advertised, and maybe we shared the advertisement, but that'll be there. And we're probably going to try and go on up for that. And everybody will be there, Gayatri. So then on Saturday is our program at the Sports Complex. Beautiful.
Sunday, Maharaj.
Sunday. Yeah, thank you. Beautiful air-conditioned place. And from 1 o'clock to 5 o'clock. Yeah. So we need time to set up and break down because they're strict. We've got to be open at 1 o'clock. And we're thinking of bringing along some of our photographs and filming some of the stuff. And who's going to participate? Subhadra is, of course, a great dancer, and she's trying to work out on a nice live dance program. And of course, by then we want to release our movie that we're working on, Hanuman Reports to Ram. So we're working like fiends to have that done. Yeah, and then that'll be it. Hanuman Pasha Prishak will be over. But anybody else, you want to come and talk and make a presentation? We have some time and maybe pre-record something. And hopefully everybody will come. Hopefully all the devotees from Murari will come. All the devotees from the Vrindavan forest from Gayatri will come. All the devotees from the Yoga Soul will come. Yeah. Hey.
No one has responded. No one has RSVP'd yet.
Yeah.
Except for local people who have volunteered that they will be
Okay,
making
well,
appropriation.
we'll see. Maybe they're just waiting, or maybe they don't know they have to RSVP. And we can also
No,
post.
it said that we have RSVP, and I had yoga center.
Oh,
I had
yeah,
also
I know, but maybe
requested them.
they
Yeah.
weren't attentive. Maybe they're just used to coming to the programs.
Yeah.
But we also need to maybe put out another poster on the Tennessee group like that and promote it. Yeah. And then, of course, the following Sunday is right with Monday is with Radhanathar.
Yeah.
That's from what time is 7 o'clock?
9 to 12 March.
Okay, 9 to 12, 9 o'clock to 12 o'clock. Yeah.
March, for the past programs, no one really does RSVP because I used to put my email on it and then no one responds. So if you're not getting RSVPs, that's probably to be expected. No one would respond for the last 2 years of programs we did in the park, the library. No one responds.
Manjari Singh, I have a question for you.
Yes, March.
What does RSVP mean?
I don't even know. Just I know it's to reserve something. I don't know. What does it mean?
Répondez, s'il vous plaît.
Really?
It's
Yeah.
French. It's French.
Oh wow.
Répondez. So you're sending out a French message to people.
Oh yeah, respond if you please. Yeah. Wow.
Répondez, s'il vous plaît.
Yeah.
So many things. Okay. Yeah. So it's kind of the schedule there for Janmashtami and getting everything to happen, because Krishna is going to take birth in our heart, in the dark prison of our heart. If we're sincere, if we get Devaki, then Vasudev there, and the demigods will come and start praying in the dark prison of our heart, and finally Krishna will take birth in our heart. Yeah, and we'll be illuminated. We'll be glowing like the sun. Okay. So that means next weekend, I would say, Friday we can do what was it? Yeah, Friday definitely should have a program. Subal Saka will be here. Maybe he can do a program because he'll be coming from Richmond. I asked him to have a PowerPoint show to describe what's happening with the birth of their center. The following weekend, Labor Day weekend, when we get there, they're going to have an official opening with all GBC people and the mayor and everybody else. So maybe that's one idea. Maybe on Friday he could make a nice presentation about the birth, the advent of Krishna in Richmond, California. Not Richmond, California, Richmond, Virginia. Okay, with that,
So
we will
today the Rupa Goswami and Gauridas Pandit disappearance day, Abhishek will sing Janilo Premadan.
Je anilo premadana karuna pracho eno prabhu kota gela chayatako kahamora swarup rupa Kaha sanatan, kaha dasaragu, natapati tapavan, kaha mora bata juga, kaha kaviraj. Eka kale kota gelaj Gora nataraj Pashane kutibu mata Anale pasibo Goranga gunera Nedi kota Gili pabo Se saba sangira sange Je koilo bilas Se sanga napaya kande nara tamadas. Translation. He who brought the treasure of divine love and who was filled with compassion and mercy. Where has such a personality as the Dvaita Acharya gone? Where are my Sarup Damodar and Rupa Goswami? Where is Sanatan? Where is Raghunath Das, the savior of the fallen? Where are my Raghunath Bhatta and Gopal Bhatta? And where is Krishna Das Kaviraj? Where did Lord Gauranga, the great dancer, suddenly go? I will smash my head against the rock and enter into the fire. Where will I find Lord Gauranga, the reservoir of all wonderful qualities? Being unable to obtain the association of Lord Gauranga, accompanied by all these devotees in whose association he performed his pastimes, Narottam Das simply weeps.
Okay, thank you. So with that, we close our program. Before that, we ask Dashnavan, can you lead us in Narsinga prayer? Hare Krishna, Dashnavan.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
It always takes me a minute to respond, so please be patient.
Okay.
It's not that I'm not listening, but somehow I cannot. Okay, thank you. Namaste Narasingaya Prahlad Daine Hiranyakashi Puvakshaha Shrilatanka Nakalaye Ito Narsingo Parato Narsingo Yato Yamita To Narsingo Mahir Narsingo Hridaye Narsingo Narsingamadim Sharanam Prapade Tava Karakamalavare Nakham Adbhuta Shringa Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanu Bringam Keshavadvita Narhari Rupa Jai Jagadish Hare Jai Jagadish Hare Jai Jagadish Hare Tava Kara Kamalavare Nakham Adbhuta Shringa Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanu Bringam Keshavadvita Narhari Rupa Jai Jagadish Hare Jai Jagadish Hare Jai Jagadish Hare Jaya Narsinga Dev Jaya Narsinga Dev Jaya Narsinga Dev Jaya Narsinga Dev Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada Jaya Guru Devai 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 Jaya Guru Dev नरसिंह भगवान की जय प्रहलाद महाराज की जय श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय
Thank you.
हनुमान स्वामी की जय हरे कृष्ण
So with that, we conclude the program and let's say Vaishnava Pranam.
पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो हरे कृष्णा थैंक यू
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Krishna.
Thank you. Lovely bhajan, Abhishek. Thank you. Hare Krishna.